took a whole season off, man. What happened?
Yeah.
Everybody,
hey, tell them folks what happened with you though. Why we kind of both put this on the back burner?
Hey, first of all, life be lifing. I did have a son, you know what I mean, last year.
Congratulations.
No, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Got busy. I was working on a production team for season 5 of Stranger Things as well. This final season. It's been crazy, man. It was just a crazy. I guess we got, and Keith, you a busy man too. So, it was just like we just didn't have the time to come together and really get it going. You know what I mean? But we've done some redecorating around here. You know what I mean? I'm not itching anymore from all of the 49ers paraphernalia and all of that stuff in the background. So hey, man, it feels good to be back, man. You know what I'm saying? But oh yeah, I ain't doing my thing. Hold up. We on that big with Keith Murphy. Oh, wait a minute. Hey. It changed a little bit. What's up?
Hey, we on Unbeaten with Cremel the Creator.
We on the Unbeaten with Keith and Burney.
It's
a new show, man. We still shooting the breeze, man. We're gonna bring, hopefully the people love what we got to offer, man. Gonna bring a lot of great stuff, a lot of community, getting the community involved in the conversations. You know what I mean? That's always been the fun part about doing this, man. But I'm also looking forward to hitting some hot topics, expanding our topics a little bit, even beyond on the inside the lines and outside the lines, man. So, it's gonna go down.
Hey, we're gonna go down with this first topic.
Uh-oh. I hope we don't go down.
Hey, we got other stuff lined up. We were gonna chop it up about Cowboys, about Cincinnati, but hey, let's talk about the polarizing figure that is Hulk Hogan, who just passed away today.
Breaking news.
71. And you know who broke it? TMZ, of course.
Of course, man. I don't know, Keith, what are your thoughts? I get your thoughts first, then I give you mine.
My thoughts is my emotions are mixed up about it because I was a big fan. I was a Hulkamaniac. I said my prayers, ate my vitamins, all that good stuff, and then you grow up, and this guy is a hard ER type of dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I wish I would have known that in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Because in the 80s, which, at his age, it's not shocking, but with the type of role model he was and the things that he did, you would have expected, I guess, a bit more. But as you get older, you kind of, I guess one of the phrases people say is don't ever meet your idols, right? And so, he's dropped the hard ER a few times. And a memorable time for me is when he found out his daughter was dating the Negro or the black man. And the famous words, I ain't gonna lie. If I was white and probably racist, it was funny. But he said pretty much if she was gonna date a black man, that at least be $100 million football or basketball N-word.
8 feet tall. Yeah.
Right. So in honor of Hulk Hogan, we'll just say we smoking on that Hulk Hogan pack today. We're not even worried. We're not giving no RIPs, none of that. They can do that on somebody else's show. You go full racist, I can't really look up to you or show you that kind of respect. So,
I'll say, a lot of the same sentiments. Like growing up, I'm be honest, I wasn't a huge Hulkamania fan. You know what I mean? But
you're a little younger than me.
Well, yeah, that. But my era is more. I like Hollywood, the Hollywood Hogan. You know what I mean? The NWO.
Right.
That was what I was into, man. I think, and I told you like off air, man. This is sad, and the sad part about it is the sad part is not his death. That's what's sad about it. You know what I mean? What's sad is it's a guy who was beloved for most of his life before people knew who he really was, and then it's like you know, you like you said about meeting your heroes or never meet your heroes. You know, I mean, the last at least 10 years of his life have been very revealing. You know, everything from, you know, the incidents you pointed out with the daughter, and then, you know, all the MAGA stuff, and him he's been getting booed in places that, you know, he's not supposed to be getting booed. No,
what you think his ex-wife talking about today?
What's she talking about? None. Talking to her new whoever she with.
Right.
Man, you know, it's sad. You know, I don't wish death on nobody. You know what I mean? Even my enemies. You know, but yeah, I think it's sad that it's not sad.
Yeah,
that's that makes it. Yeah, it's sad that it's not sad that he's gone. It should have been sad that he's gone, but it's not. You look at social media, nobody cares.
No,
you know what I mean? Everybody's like, "Oh,
well,
really?"
Our algorithm probably doesn't pick up the ones that care. I'm sure there are people that care.
There are people that care. I have seen some, you know, stuff in the stories, you know, like, but the stories I see are typically like more public forums, public platforms, but like individuals, you're right. You know, it depends on what your crowd is, you're following, your algorithm. But yeah, no, like I said, it's sad, man. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not too keen on giving him as much energy as we're giving him right now. But I'm more or less speaking on the subject of his death as opposed to, you know, remembering him while he was alive. If that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, the feeling is whatever, but hey, his contributions to wrestling and the pop culture can't be denied.
No doubt.
He's definitely the most famous wrestler of all time.
Yeah. I mean, you have others
The Rock, Stone Cold.
You got others who've come along after him that have a say in it. You know what I mean?
You know, The Rock being a movie star, but if you talk to younger folks, they don't know him as a wrestler.
Right.
They know him as just being a movie star. So
your younger folks are more, you know, that's more like the John Cena, kind of.
And even he's older now.
Yeah, he's on his retirement tour right now. As a matter of fact,
okay,
he's doing his heel work. He's doing his bad guy before he leaves. You know,
I might have to check that out. I haven't checked it out.
Yep. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little start some little wrestling segments or something, man, for our people who still watch.
There's people that still watch it. I know.
It is. I mean, I used to watch it. I mean, a lot. I mean, even as an adult. Now I kind of like, you know, watch reviews I keep up with it a little bit. Me and my brother chop it up about it some. But you know, it's not like it used to be, like where, you know, I can't sit and watch a full show anymore.
Right.
Sit and watch Raw. You know, you used to watch Raw and SmackDown. I mean, Raw and Raw and Nitro, Monday Night Nitro, going back and forth from TNT to USA.
Yep.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's not like it used to be, but yeah, definitely they have not faltered. They're still getting money.
For sure.
But yeah, moving on from
I was gonna say that's enough energy on the whole.
Yeah, that's enough. He got about 7 minutes of our time. That was enough.
Would you want to go to your boys next?
Who? Oh man, like God, man. You good? Yeah. Guess who's in the news? It's about that time, right? It's almost football season. It's training camp.
There you go.
You already know who's in the news, man. Doggone the Dallas Cowboys, of course. Our good friend Jerry Jones has done it again. I'm gonna you know, roll the clip on what Jerry said and then on what Micah Parsons' response was in training camp.
Because we signed him doesn't mean we're going to have him. He was hurt 6 games last year. Seriously. We've signed, I remember signing a player for the highest paid at the position in the league, and he got knocked out 2/3 of the year, Dak Prescott. So there's a lot of things you can think about when you, just as the player does, when you're thinking about committing and guaranteeing
Jerry
money.
took the time to undermine not only Micah, but also Dak Prescott. He took a shot at both of them. It pointed out how they missed games, like Dak missed games, after his injuries. He was talking about how Micah got injured and missed a lot of games last season. And then he starts going down, going on this tangent about the getting hit by a car and you can get hit by a car tomorrow, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But Micah basically responded in practice. Micah came back and was just saying, like, hey, look, if you don't, hey, if I'm not wanted here, I'm not wanted here. I'm just going to come in and be a professional.
If they don't want me here, they don't want me here. I'll go about my business. I understand the nature of the business. Like I said, as long as I'm here and under contract, I'm going to do what I have to do to perform at the highest level. But if this is the end, this is the end. There's same way the Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and the other Jerry Jones take care of their family, the same way I need to take care of my family. You know what I mean? I got my own 3 kids of my own, so we all need to take care of our own family at the end of the day.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I noticed specifically about Micah's response. For one, he had Trey Diggs right there with him, who has his own issues with the team right now with his rehabbing situation where he was about to get fined $500,000 for not rehabbing facilities. But
right.
Micah sought out the media. It bothered those comments bothered him. He made sure he sought out the media and spoke his mind. He wanted Jerry to hear what he had to say. And he also retweeted that tweet from JJ Watt, about the irony of you go to war or you go to fight for someone, you know what I mean, for the owner of the team, and get injured fighting for them, you know what I mean, and I think it's all at the end of the day, man, it is all just the Jerry Jones show. That's all this is. And Micah is a showman himself in a lot of ways.
Right.
He really fits the culture of Dallas.
I mean, you got a podcast.
Right. This is this is all they're playing psychological games with each other right now. This is Micah versus Jerry playing psychological games with each other right now. And it's kind of like, all right, Jerry, you're up. What I don't want to see happen is, Jerry has a huge ego, and sometimes he'll get angry if he feels embarrassed, and then he'll do spiteful things. You know what I mean? Like, and I hope he's smart enough as a Cowboys fan. I hope he's smart enough to know who his best player is and take care of this guy. I think ultimately he's gonna be taken care of. But look,
I have no doubt that he's going to get taken care of. My question to you is, how does that put y'all salary cap in y'all team? And I got a question just from outside. Do you think Micah is a worth every penny type of player, like a TJ Watt or Myles Garrett? Because I'm going to have a hot take. I don't think he's on their level.
I think
if he was in Pittsburgh and not Dallas, that I don't think he would be the big name that he is.
Well, you can say that about a lot of players for the Dallas Cowboys. You can say
that's true.
You can say a player that's on another team.
Any of those glamour franchises, Lakers, Yankees.
Yeah.
That's true.
It is what it is.
You get an extra publicity bump for being on those teams.
Yeah, that's like I said, that's a whole nother conversation. But you best believe, man, you throw Micah on Philadelphia Eagles, you throw him on the Minnesota Vikings, he's gonna be disruptive. You know what I mean?
Right.
So to your point about him not being on those other guys' level, I beg to differ. Simply, I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. You can look at the stats and you'll see that he's definitely on those guys' level. I think where it gets tricky, and I understand where you're coming from, when your eye test, when you're looking at them, you're seeing the styles are different. Micah is he's not a big guy compared to those two.
Correct.
You know what I mean? His style is more, he's quick, he's fast, he can get around you, he can, you know what I mean, get up and under you. and he's relentless. Whereas Myles Garrett is freaking huge. Myles Garrett is, you know what I mean? Myles Garrett is muscling people. But the thing about it is, you know, what people forget sometimes that Michael Parsons is a linebacker.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He's being used as a pass rusher, but he's a linebacker. He's more cut from that like Von Miller kind of mold. You know what I mean? So he's not your traditional defensive end, you know, and for one, and then two, I think one edge he has over those guys, I think he's more versatile than the rest of those guys. They might be better pass rushers than he is.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you can't deny Micah Parsons' versatility and, you know, the attention he commands on the line and how he opens up for other people on the line.
We agree he's gonna get paid.
Oh yeah.
But what do you think about the chatter and the kind of noise you hear coming out of Dallas sometimes that he's not all the way buttoned up when it comes to things like he's on his podcast more than he's watching film? Or that like he's just not a film junkie. And you know, that's kind of like where certain players separate themselves, you know what I mean?
But is every player a film junkie? Like, are all great players film junkies?
I don't know, but I will say this, and you know, I'm not blessed like Jerry Jones to own a football team. If I'm going to pay you what they're supposed to pay Micah, I want you to be everything junkie. Like, I'll just give examples, you know, 49ers, whatever. It's in the backdrop. Like they say Fred Warner lives in the film room. You know what I mean? Like you can tell being a student of the game, because I think Micah's more physically gifted than most, but there's also games where I'm like, man, he's disappearing, or maybe he should play linebacker this game. He's not effective in pass rush. I don't know. I mean, those are not things I'm making up. Like, you know, Jesse Holley used to play for the Cowboys, got a little podcast. He's saying those are statements that I've heard him say on his show. And so I want to know your thoughts on paying a guy like that might not be, I guess, all the way in or perceived to be.
Oh yeah, and Jesse Holiday, he's in
Holly.
I mean, I said Holiday.
Yeah.
Mine on the NBA. No, you know, he's an astute analyst. You know what I mean? I've watched him on like the Cowboys network and all of that. And you know, I don't disagree with the fact that he has disappeared in some games. If you look at the film, a lot of times he, you know, especially like last season, when he disappeared in a couple of games, it was like he was getting double teamed and wasn't getting up on the other side.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, if I'm opening it up for other people, then the other people need to get to their spots. You know what I mean? You need to get off of your block. So, you know, but I mean, is he worth the money? I mean, you know, you get into these conversations about the market being reset and all of that. And you know, people criticize Jerry Jones, especially for how long it takes him to pay people. You know, it's like, you know, dude, you know, how high are you going to let the market get before you pay this man? You know what I mean?
Right.
So now, you know,
whereas Philly pays people early.
Right. And you know, it allows them to retain more talent in the process. Retain and add.
Right.
It's just me. It seems like their cap space is just endless. It seems like they don't have a cap. It seems like they always have cap room. The Rams used to be like that too at one point. It was like, yo, well, does the cap not apply to them?
Yeah, people used to say that about us too.
Yeah, y'all. Well, and I ain't gonna be doing that too much no more. You know, it's time to. It's Brock Purdy's time.
Well, the thing I like about it is the contract is only pretty much guaranteed for 2 years. So if you don't perform this in next year, you draft somebody else. I'm not pressed about it.
Yeah,
I think Micah is going to get paid, and Jerry is just playing the games that he always plays. But you're going to end up, to your point, paying extra. Whereas, like, you look at a team like Philly, Roseman will pay those guys it's not that he doesn't have a salary cap. He has a formula, and
Yeah.
it's like there's ways you can do it. I'm not a capologist, but when you pay guys like the signing bonus and you extend them, it's like you push the can down the road, so it gives you more contract space contract cap space.
Cap space. Mm-hmm.
So he'll do it. Like he'll extend guys, and then if guys aren't aboard, like he just lets him go. Like Hassan Reddick, he just let him go. He didn't even. And so what he did amazingly is all the money is on the offense right now. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, and the offensive line, and then just drafted a very young defense. Got all them Georgia Bulldogs on there.
Mm-hmm.
So all those guys are on rookie contracts. I think they only got one defensive player that's getting paid, really. So the big bucks. So, like, they just have a formula over there in Philly right now. And so they're going to be hard out again this year. Yeah,
they are. But I think to the subject of Micah, like we have Michael on the screen.
I put Michael on purpose because Jerry called him Michael. I don't know if that was on purpose either.
I don't know if I think he just, he's Jerry. He's old. He's, you know what I mean? He's like 100 years old. But I mean, Jerry's gonna do what he knows works.
Right.
He's regardless of how anybody feels about the guy. Like, he's a master marketer. He might be the best.
He is. He's
clearly the best in sports. You know what I mean? But he could be one of the best, period. So there's a psychology to everything he does. I mean, there's a reason that a team that has not won a Super Bowl in 30 years is still the wealthiest franchise in all of sports.
Sports, right.
You know what I mean? It's because of what he does as a marketer. And this is all a part of his whole thing. He wants Cowboys to be on the A block of every show. Right. You know what I mean? He's like, okay, training camp is here. All right, trying to start some shit.
Right.
Let's make him talk. He did this with CeeDee Lamb. The same thing just happened with CeeDee Lamb, man. You remember his?
Did he do it with Trayvon?
Not really. No. But Trayvon, to Jerry's point, Trayvon did get hurt right after he gave him all that money. Dak got hurt right after he gave him all that money. Like, every time he paid somebody, Michael Gallup got hurt right after he got all that money. Every time he pays somebody, they get hurt. So he's probably, I mean, he's not too far off in what he's saying, and he's bringing up Michael Parsons being hurt last season. A good portion of the season. But yeah, no, it's just the Jerry show. And now Micah is biting back a little bit. He's playing the whole, you don't want me, I'll go somewhere else, but I'm gonna show up.
He don't want to leave there either. Believe
he
that.
Does not want to leave. He does not want to. I don't care how much he teases the whole, the Philly thing or whatever. Nah, he know what it is. People who play for the Cowboys, they know. They know. They see Tony Romo with that cush job.
Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman, 3-time Super Bowl champ. But I'm just saying, I'm looking at, I mean, you're looking at like Swagoo and them on ESPN, and you know what I mean? All these former Cowboys, they always have a way, once they're, after their career is over. You know what I mean? So, people, who are there want to be there for the most part. But when they leave, that's when they start running their mouth.
That's right.
But it is what it is. Michael will get taken care of. I don't think it's going to be an issue. It's the same stuff. We've seen this before. I don't know why people acting like they surprised. Right.
It's par for the course for the Dallas Cowboys.
Absolutely, man. I don't even let it affect me emotionally anymore. I don't, hey, look, I'm just going to be, hey, Keith, I'm just going to be a stereotypical Cowboy fan. Yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl this year. Let's go.
Nah, bro.
To the Super Bowl, baby. We got George Pickens. He's the savior. Hey, that's gonna be a dynamic duo, though. That's a mean, hey, look, if things go right the way they should, if things, don't go left in terms of off-field issues or non-football issues, that's gonna be a hard duo to stop, man. That might be Jamar Chase, T. Higgins level duo.
We'll see.
CD is definitely a top 5, if not top 3 receiver. I mean,
3.
So
you want to go there?
I can go there. I mean, who are the top 2 people are typically going to say Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
I would say that.
And the third one is usually like Tyreek Hill, somebody
that.
like that. But then who's next? Would you say CeeDee Lamb is 4th?
He's top 5, dead or alive.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna give it to him.
He's in that mix, I would think, man. When you think about like those guys that are just like, you have to respect them. You gotta put 2 people on them. Last year CD was getting double teamed and still got his,
do you like AJ Brown or CD?
CD. Yeah. I'll take CD over AJ.
I don't know about that.
I mean,
it's a discussion. It's not black and white.
I'm from what I will say, I would like to see AJ without another number 1 receiver on his team. I've seen
Devontae Smith is a number 1 receiver.
He's a 1B at minimum.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
You put him. If Terry McLaurin didn't sign with Washington and Devontae Smith was a free agent, you don't think he go to Washington and he's a number 1 receiver? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are a lot of teams that have number 1 receivers that are not as good as Devontae Smith.
I agree. What about somebody like Amon-Ra St. Brown?
I like him a lot. Yeah, I like him a lot. He's definitely he's definitely top 10.
Right.
He's definitely top 10. I had him on my fantasy team a couple of years ago, man. You don't really appreciate somebody until they're on your fantasy team. Right? You're like, yo, this St. Brown dude is killing them. He racking up every week for me. But yeah, no, St. Brown is definitely. We didn't even get into that. There's the top 10 list that dropped. You had the quarterback top 10, you had the wide receiver top 10 that dropped. But no, Amon-Ra is going to be in my top 10. I think your boy in Texas, he's making noise.
You think he's washed, or would you still put Devontae Adams in there?
I don't think he's washed. His opportunities have not been great lately. You know what I mean? I think he needs a better opportunity. I think once because where is he at this year? He's at who's his quarterback this year?
He's with Stafford. He's in the Rams.
He's at Stafford. Yeah, I think we're gonna see he's gonna be a hot fantasy football pick this year.
Right.
Yeah, him and Stafford. That's a good pairing, man. Stafford makes a lot of wide receivers look good. But yeah, I think he's had a bad break the last couple of years with quarterback play. With Carr and then Aaron Rodgers getting injured and coming back from injury and not being, what he was. But he's not where I would say I wouldn't rank him too high right now just because, like I said, it's been a little while, but I wouldn't doubt he makes his way back, in that space. You know what I mean? Like I said, he just needs more opportunity. But it's just like, it's kind of like, man, you know how Julio Jones, not Julio Jones like the one that played for the Eagles. I'm like the Julio Jones in the last year with Atlanta, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you still respected him. You still knew he was a threat. You know what I mean? But it was just like, he was older. He's not in the prime that he was in when he was at his best.
Right. So you want to break down one of these top 10 lists now?
Oh, we can, man. Let's pull it up.
They got running backs, defensive tackles, edge rushers, safeties. They've all dropped now.
Yeah, I remember when we first started talking about it, the only ones that had dropped were the QB and the wide receivers. So now they're all like,
the last one to drop was the DBs on the 17th. And they're polling GMs and front office people.
Let's talk about the skills positions, man. You want to get into this QB debate?
Okay, let's do it. Who we got? Obviously, you know who they had number one.
Yeah. Number one. Do you have an issue with him still being number one?
I do not.
I don't either.
I think it would have to take more than 1 year, one Super Bowl loss. I mean,
right.
So,
how dare you lose?
I know he's lost 2 Super Bowls. I'm saying, like, he's been to what, 5?
Yeah, like, how dare you go to another Super Bowl and lose this time, Patrick Mahomes? Washed.
Not top 10 in my Cam Newton voice.
Right. All right, man. So, of course, he's ranked number 1. And we had 2, we had Josh Allen.
I had no issues with that after last year.
I don't have one either, man. I in some ways, I'm like, there's a part of you that kind of wants to see him get one. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's like he plays for the Bills. I don't know.
Number 3, they got Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, yes.
I would put Lamar there.
I think.
All right, we disagree here. Why Burrow over Lamar?
I mean, strictly off of, I need Lamar to have more playoff success, man.
Well, Joe Burrow didn't make the playoffs last year.
And he didn't.
And I'm a Joe Cool guy. Don't get it twisted.
He did.
I do love Joe Cool.
He did it.
He did. Him and Jamar had crazy stats and all that, but they didn't make the playoffs.
They didn't. They had a horrible defense. He statistically had one of the best seasons of all time as a quarterback. You know what I mean? So if that team had been if his defense had at least kept them in contention, there's an argument he probably would have been runner-up for MVP at minimum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or in the mix, but because of that, and they also have, the Bengals tend to start slow. I don't know what's up with that. They have like this, they start the season slow, even when they're really good. But, I mean, we've seen him, win an AFC championship. We've seen him, in the Super Bowl.
We have. I can't deny that.
Right. So, and he did it in less time, being in the league. But I mean, we got to pull Lamar Jackson. I mean, I don't want to say this, because I don't want to make a comparison. I would never compare Lamar Jackson to Dak Prescott. Come on, man. No. But if you take away the MVPs, their playoff success is comparable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't take away MVPs.
You can't. Oh, that's why it's not. This is not, ladies and gentlemen, this is not. I'm not comparing these two players. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we're putting him on the level of, we want to put Lamar on the level of a Patrick Mahomes, of a Josh Allen. We need to see more success beyond the individual accolade. Now, last season, that was a drop pass by Mark Andrews. We saw what happened. That was some BS. That was 100% not Lamar's fault.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I don't. So to the point about the Joe Burrow at 3 and him at 4, I'm okay with them being switched around. I don't think it's
right. It's not egregious.
Yeah, it's
Either
not.
way.
I don't think it's bad either way. I mean, they're both definitely in the top 5. You know what I mean?
So we know Lamar's 4. Who do you think they got at 5? The execs and owners.
The 5th spot. Who should be there versus who's actually there? Was it Jaden? Did they put Jaden there? How do you feel about that, Keith?
I actually like it.
You like it?
When the last time the Redskins been to the NFC Championship?
Nobody knows.
In my Donald Trump voice, the Redskins. When the last time the Commanders been anywhere near that game?
It's been a long time. Longer than the Cowboys. Longer than, yeah.
What other reason are they there besides him? If you're talking body of work, no, he doesn't deserve to be there. But if you're just talking based on if this list is just based on the performance of last year,
that's what I was getting into. So if we're going off of one season, then okay. Could you make an argument that he was the 5th best quarterback in the NFL last season? Absolutely. He had a phenomenal rookie year. He had an all-time great rookie year. But I'm interested to see what happens this year because, we kind of saw this a little bit with C.J. Stroud. There's more tape out on him now. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
The opponents are going to be a little different. The schedule is going to get a little more difficult.
Stroud did not have as good a rookie year as Jaden Daniels.
No. Absolutely not. But he also didn't have as great a sophomore year as he did rookie year. That's what I mean. He had a really good rookie year,
right,
and a mediocre sophomore year. Time will tell. We'll see what happens this season. He's in that spot right now. Can he stay in that spot? Can he stay in that mention? I mean, even being in the top 10 at this juncture in your career, is definitely, and given who's doing the voting, the execs and you know what I mean, and all that.
One coordinator said single-handedly took one of the worst franchises in the NFL to the NFC title game as a rookie with a bad defense, one legitimate wide receiver, a dinosaur tight end, and an average O-line at best.
Yeah. No. What have you done for me lately? What he did lately was take the Washington Commanders to the NFC Championship. Hey.
All right, who you think they got next?
Man, look.
You good on Jaden? You got any more?
I'm good on Jaden. Yeah, look, like I said, if we're going off of, he's only played one season, so it has to be off of what he did last year.
That's right.
And some people might say too soon. One can make an argument, for Hurts, but I think that's going to be a discussion we'll have in a little bit.
Next, they have Matthew Stafford. That's 6.
Matthew Stafford has been playing like a top 10 quarterback for several seasons, pretty much since he's been with the Rams. Minus that he got injured one year, I believe.
Yeah, but he's been pretty durable most of his career.
Yeah, he's been. He was a casualty of being with a franchise that just wasn't. He was almost Barry Sanders, in Detroit. You know what I mean? But I don't have an issue with Matthew Stafford being up there.
Yeah, he's legit.
Absolutely.
7, we got Justin Herbert. I have issue with this.
No, I don't. I do as well. I'm
waiting for the talent to equal the hype. Right now, it's not.
I'm tired of people telling me what somebody's supposed to be or what somebody's ceiling is, but I haven't seen you climb and go anywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? We saw them doing this with Trevor Lawrence. They finally figured out that he's borderline a bust. You know what I mean? But yeah, Justin Herbert. Yeah, does he have a lot of potential now that he's with Harbaugh? No, absolutely. Do things look like they're changing over there and going in a positive direction? Yes, I think so.
Right.
But
still hasn't proven nothing to me yet.
He's done nothing.
Not nothing. Okay, I'm being a bit hyperbolic.
He's done nothing. What has Justin Herbert accomplished in the NFL?
A lot of underachieving.
Yeah,
but statistically, I can't sit here. Let's put it like this: he had a really good rookie year too. He did,
but he was projected. He was like one of those guys that was projected to be very successful in the NFL. I think it's time for him to take that next step away from potential.
Well, now I think he's in the right situation with the right coach.
Yeah,
and so now there's no more excuses. I don't want to hear it, but they think highly of him on ESPN. I mean, most people think highly of him. I'm not going to take nothing away from him.
Yeah, there are people who, I mean, I don't know. There is who's accomplished more, Brock Purdy or Justin Herbert?
Brock Purdy.
I'm just saying, man, look, it's cool to be talented and all of that, man, but you gotta make something happen. How long Justin Herbert been in the league now? What's this, like his fifth? Is this his fifth season? Sixth? Fifth or sixth? Yeah, I don't. Okay, yeah, he's very talented. He hasn't done anything. No playoff success. Like what? Nothing. So I mean, I don't know. I think that's a little high, but it is what it is. I don't think he's trash or nothing like that. I think he's a very good quarterback, but I don't know.
We got Jared Goff.
Jared Goff has been playing like a top 10 quarterback.
Can't take that away.
He has been playing like a top 10. He should be above Justin
Herbert. I agree. You got to attribute some of this Detroit success to him.
Absolutely. Yeah. That was a good trade
for both teams.
Yes. That trade worked out very well.
Right.
I think, I know it's frustrating from Detroit fans because, I mean, it seems like they get their hopes up and then they get close. It looks like it's going to, and then something goes wrong. Like they had the injuries they had last season. My God, that was insane. Like that was an unreal statistic of, the number of injuries they had and what they were playing with. The fact that they were even able to stay afloat and go as far as they did. Before falling in the, I believe the divisional round is when they went down.
Mm-hmm.
But, no. He definitely deserves some props. I definitely attribute a lot of that to Jared Goff. A lot of that is also attributed to Ben Johnson. We're going to see. Mm-hmm. We're going to really see.
Oh, yeah, with these new coordinators. What
it's
going to look like.
We're going to see what Jared Goff looks like in Detroit. We're going to see what Caleb Williams looks like in Chicago. Then we'll really know who's the architect of the success on offense.
Right.
With Detroit.
Now, Caleb ain't got no excuses. We're going to see. So, next after Goff, they have Jalen Hurts. I have an issue with Justin Herbert being ahead of Jalen Hurts.
I do too.
I think Jalen Hurts is unorthodox, and people think they have so much talent that they're not really putting the winning all on him. To the same point you made about A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of what's around A.J. Brown, you would like to see him carry an offense which I kind of think he did in Tennessee. But I guess they had Derrick Henry, so
yeah.
But
that's a big deal.
Maybe not carry, but
I'm about to say you said AJ Brown carrying Tennessee. Come again? I think this a 6'4", 260, 70-pound running back might have something to say about that.
You're not wrong.
No, I'm one of those.
If I was making this list, I would have Jalen Hurts at 7.
He should be at least at 7, maybe even 6. look, and this coming, it's coming from a Cowboy fan, man. You know what I mean? You know, our arch rival, the Philadelphia Eagles. I do not like the disrespect being shown to Jalen Hurts. He's been dealing with this since college.
I don't know if I would put him over 6. You know who? You remember who's at 6?
Who was at 6?
Stafford.
He ain't better than Stafford. He ain't better than Matt Stafford, dog. Sorry, Jalen. I think he's better than Justin Herbert.
I think he's better than Goff.
He's better than Goff. Yeah, I think right now he's a casualty. The place he's in this list. You know why he's number 9 on this list? It's because of one person.
Who's that?
Saquon Barkley.
That's probably true.
Yeah,
but he's also a Super Bowl champion, probably.
Well, you know the game plan, you know, that the Chiefs went in with was to stop Saquon, and they did for the most part. You know, but because of that left everything open for Jalen to throw the ball downfield to AJ Brown and to Devontae Smith and to, you know, Dallas Goedert and to whoever else he wanted to throw it to, because that offensive line was immaculate. To your point that you made, I think the talent on the Philly squad is what really what pushes him down the list. But come on, man. The last football game that we all watched, this man was winning the Super Bowl MVP.
Balling.
You know what I mean? It wasn't on no like Nick Foles type stuff. Like this dude was doing that all season.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know, man. I get he barely making the top 10. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just it's not a good look, man. Maybe it lights a fire under him, you know. I certainly hope not. I hope he, you know, morally depressed.
Satisfied off of that Super Bowl victory from last year. What else? Last one is Baker Mayfield. I don't know if I would pick him as my 10th, but his production last year was top 10. It was.
He has been playing very, very well. He has been playing very, very well.
I would take like some of these honorable mention cats. Well, the only honorable mention was 2 of them, CJ Stroud and Jordan Love.
They both had bad seasons last year. And this is the thing. It's like, what are we measuring this list on? Are we basing it on their most recent performance? Or are we basing it on their trajectory? You know what I mean? I'm talking about the execs. Are they basing it on their trajectory for the upcoming season or what they've done lately? Because if it's based on trajectory of the upcoming season, then some of this makes a little bit more sense, I guess. Because you're saying you put Jalen Hurts at number 9, you're saying he ain't going,
right?
You know, if you're choosing Philly or the field for the Super Bowl, you're going to choose the field. You know what I mean? Because not because Philly ain't good enough to go back, but because everybody else is just so damn good.
Right.
A lot of good teams, you know, in both conferences. But you know, yeah, I don't. However you measure this, I don't know. Like that 10th spot, we were trajecting. You know, like I said, you could say Purdy for that 10th spot. You can say Dak. You can say CJ Stroud. You can say Jordan Love. You can put a lot of people in that 10th spot.
I agree.
I've always seen Dak Prescott as like a top 12 type of guy. Like, you know, he's like 11-ish. You know what I mean? But he didn't play last year for the most part. So I wouldn't expect him to be even mentioned.
Well, in some of this criteria, they had a tier 1, and the tier 1 was just the top 4. The top 4 quarterbacks left the field in the dust. All are separately in their primes between 28 and 29. They have 5 MVPs among them. And although 3 of these quarterbacks are still chasing Patrick Mahomes' Super Bowl achievements, they appear to be closing the gap by the year. This is the golden era for young quarterbacks that should be appreciated.
Something that people don't talk about enough either, and when it comes to that tier 1, Patrick Mahomes didn't play that well last season by his standard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He hasn't played well the last 2 years.
The last 2, yeah, actually. Yeah. So it's like, I mean, is he really that much? You know, I mean, we know what his talent is. We know he's exceptional, but you know, our defense is starting to figure him out.
Right.
That Philly's defensive front were like that front four. They were the ones, you know, they like decimated that Chiefs O line.
They did.
They weren't putting up points until like it was garbage time.
To me, that was the reason they won.
Absolutely. Jalen Carter and them boys. And I love that graphic of Jalen Carter slapping Mahomes across the face. But yeah, you know, that's, you know, you who knows, man. But all I know is, you know, football season is almost here. And, you know, but just so y'all know, you know, me and Keith, we're going to be going live, you know, during those game weeks. You know what I mean? So we get the interaction, get the crowd, you know, get our people, get our people back, mass appeal. You know, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be a great year. Got a lot of good content coming in, y'all. And hey, man, we're going to have to put an email out there or something for them to contact us with topics or things that they like.
Things they want to talk about. They can put it in the comments section. Man, go to YouTube, like and subscribe. Man, drop a comment. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about, man. And we'll even shout you out and make you a part of the conversation.
Bingo. You want to hit anything else before we get off here?
Man, we talked about the top 10 quarterbacks. You know, did we want to do any more top 10s before we left, or we want to save that for another day?
Let's save it. I also want to do, we can break down our schedules between the Cowboys and Niners.
Yeah. No.
Record predictions.
Record predictions. Yeah, we got to do it. We're going to win more than 7 games this year. I can assure you that.
Hopefully we win more than 6.
Somebody on ESPN said the best quarterback acquisition in this offseason was by the Dallas Cowboys getting Dak Prescott back.
We'll see. Let's see.
That's what was said, you know, and people were agreeing with it. They're like, yeah, that's the best pickup because they didn't have him last year and they won 7 games.
Let's run a couple of quick hitters before we get up out of here.
All right, let's go.
You got anything on this Partisan Fontaine dissing May and Klay?
You know what's funny about that, man? I just, you know, shout out to Klay, man. I'm happy for Klay. You know what I mean? I'm happy for Klay, man. Klay, live your best life, man. Enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? Meg look like she enjoying herself. Partisan, bro. Come on, man.
That's some whole stuff right there.
Yeah.
I just gotta say it. Like, hey, if he was doing that, but you know, timing of it is saying, like, damn, he missed them buns.
Yo, when he like two guys ago? That's what I'm confused about. Yo, you should have been sitting this to Tory Lanez. Like,
that man probably told himself she'll never find nobody better than me, and then she ended up with one of the all-time great shooters who's making threes on and off the court. I don't know if y'all familiar with Klay game, but his game is not just on the basketball court.
No,
he's bagging him, but he I think Partisan's upset because you tell yourself in your head, she'll never find anybody better than me. And deep in that man's heart, he probably looking at that TV like, that man's better than me.
Yo, he saw with Tory Lanez, he ain't say nothing. It's like, that's a little Canadian dude. You know what I'm saying? I mean, then, you know, she link up with how tall is Klay? About 6'8".
Yep.
This 6'8" John B looking dude. Come over here.
Watching him in the tubs.
Yo, I mean,
they dropping workout videos.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Partisan ball too. You know, he used to hoop back in the day, man.
Yeah, I did too. There's a difference. There's levels.
Yeah. Well, I think he's like, I don't know if he's a McDonald's All-American, but I know he played a lot of like NBA players. He played in circles with NBA players. Like they know him, like from when he played. But I mean, dude, and he's tall. He about 6'6", 6'7".
Oh, word.
Yeah, partisan in it. But yeah, dog, just let it go, bro. That's lame.
Oh, his real name is Jordan Thurop. Was a dedicated basketball player before shifting to music.
Mm-hmm.
He had a full scholarship to, I don't even know, Goldie Deacon College. I don't know.
JUCO.
Oh, that's what it is?
I think so, yeah. I remember him. I heard him talking about it in an interview one time about
right. All right. We hit that. On to the next one. What you got with this Shannon Sharpe settlement?
Man, it's like you laugh. It's like I laugh in disappointment. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, come on, OG. Yo, Shannon Sharpe been famous for a long time. You know what I mean? He's like, I mean, for the younger people, Shannon Sharpe, when you mention all-time great tight ends in NFL history, that man's name always comes up. You best believe. He's one of the best to ever play the game at his position. He ain't just some player who got famous when they retired.
Right.
But he reached an all-time new level of fame and fortune, you know, in recent years. Ever since he joined Skip Bayless on Undisputed, his fame went to another level. And from what I can see, man, it just doesn't look like he knows how to handle it. He looks like a rookie out here. You know what I mean? Dealing with.
Here's the thing. You just don't. He's been unk because he gives everybody advice, and then you don't follow your own advice.
Right. He was telling Ocho not to lead the young. He was interviewing somebody, telling them about messing with the younger girls. You remember that?
Yeah, it was Monique.
Well, Monique was getting on him.
Yes, she was getting on him about it. Yeah,
he was getting on somebody else.
Oh, he was getting on somebody else.
Yeah.
So he was Ocho.
It might have been Ocho. I felt like it was.
He's always on Ocho anyway.
He gets on. Well, he did get on Ocho right before he got caught up in that whole. That's my Michelle.
Here's the mic drop though. Chick goes on and makes the announcement like, "I'm retiring from my holy."
Bruh, she can't. Hey Keith, you. Hey, Shorty dropped the Hall of Fame speech on this too.
Like she retired from.
She hit us with the Hall of Fame retirement speech. Hey, she like, man, I want to thank all my fans.
She retired like she worked hard. Golly.
Hey, she ended it with, I am excited to share my next project.
Which is nothing.
She did a Hall of Fame retirement speech on Shay Shay. No. You know, she came up with that. We don't know what the settlement number is, but we know that it was north of 10 million because 10 million is what they offered them and they turned it down. So she got something north of 10 million. She saw money she ain't never seen before.
Do you think he was guilty or he just settled it to get it out the way?
Guilty of what?
I don't know. Whatever she sued him for, I guess, was it sexual assault?
She tried to say sexual assault rate. I don't think he did. I don't know. I hope he didn't. But I mean, it seemed like a part of the settlement was her admitting that he didn't. And, you know, from what I know, most sexual assault victims or rape victims, they want justice for what's done to them. Because
that's what happened with Ben McLemore up in Portland.
Yeah.
She didn't go after a suit. She went after a criminal. Yeah,
she wanted justice. Like, you know, people who go through that, it's deeper than money to them. You know what I mean? Yeah, they should get money, you know. But it's like, yo, I want to see this fool behind bars. But with her, it seemed like an elaborate scheme. It seemed like she orchestrated, like she was recording conversations and driving the conversations, you know, making him say certain things. I think he was saying stuff like not necessarily in the, because you heard some of those recordings they got of him
Yeah.
I don't think I think he was like speaking, you know how some like, man, girl, I'll choke the shit out of you. You know what I mean?
Right.
He
Yeah.
was literally gonna do it.
Right.
You know, but it sounded crazy under, in that
Right.
context that she wanted to sell it. So, hey, I think he was just he didn't play it smart, man. He left himself open and vulnerable, and she took full advantage of it, man. And and this is a young girl, bro, real young, like a baby. When he met her, she was 19, younger than his kids.
Right.
And now she was like 2 years no past, so she probably just now started drinking. She retiring the same year she was old enough to drink. All the fame and everything.
No. Rap. All right. Well, let's get this last joint out. This young man been through a lot this year. So he just tore his meniscus. I don't know the prognosis or how long he's going to be out, but I just want to wish the young man well on his recovery. And, we weren't doing shows back then, but I'm glad the kid recovered from that car accident. Had to put him in an induced coma for a little bit. So,
yeah, that's tough.
Look forward to seeing you hoop, Elijah. Hopefully you get back healthy.
Yeah. And his name is Alijah, by the way.
Elijah.
Yeah, it's an A. Yeah, no doubt. Definitely want to see him get well, man. Talented young man. That's is he Gil's oldest son?
I believe so. I know they have one more, I think.
Okay.
They have one
more. Well, anyway, he's Gilbert, of course he's Gilbert Arenas' son. They've been through a lot, as a family. You know what I mean? So definitely want to see him get a speedy recovery. I hope. They said 6 to 8 months is what I saw.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
he might not play college. Think he can come back and play college next year?
He might not. I mean, it might be like a Bronny situation. You know what I mean?
6 to 8 months is putting you right around February, right?
Yeah. You remember Bronny, he had the heart situation. So yeah, it might be something of that to that extent, man. But real talented young man. I definitely hope for the best for him, man. And that's a heartbreaking blow. But I hope he views it as a setback, and we get him back in the game sooner than later.
Right. Yeah, they said he could miss his freshman year. These kids heal up fast on modern medicine. I wouldn't be surprised if he got back before. If they're competitive enough to get into March, late February, he might get back. I'm gonna wish him well though. That's all I got on that, man.
No doubt.
Well, it's been fun.
Oh, it's been fun. It's gonna be fun, man. It only gets better from here. We here now, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get it.
The Unbeaten.
Coming back strong. 2025.
Yes, sir.